Not too long ago, I had a bunch of cards in my own personal collection get stolen. Yeah, I know it kind of sucks when that happens. A few months ago, I think maybe just over a month ago now, Ace Grading here in the UK had a break-in and a ton of cards got stolen. Now, some of you guys may have already heard that happened, and they went and reimbursed everybody, contacted everybody as well that got affected, and basically gave them credit or gave them money back based on the value of what was stolen. One of them was my own submission, and it was quite a big one, right? It was full of English and Japanese cards mixed in together. I think there might have been a little bit of Korean as well, which was kind of, a bit of a bummer. I decided, you know what? It just happens. Stuff like that happens. It's a bit unfortunate. Luckily, it wasn't too high valuable cards. So I decided then, you know what? I want to grade. They gave me a good amount of credit, right? So I decided to go credit rather than getting the money back because I'm looking to grade with them again, right? Now, I really like their slabs, and I think their Ace label slabs look incredible. So today, I'm going to be showing you guys a huge collection of cards that I've got that I'm going to be sending off again. And yeah, we're going to be going through each one of them. Predominantly Japanese, but there is some English and there also is some Chinese involved. So yeah, we're going to go through each card. And let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments about these cards. I'm not usually going for Japanese, but I thought recently it kind of converted me. You know what? I've been seeing more and more cards, and I think just the quality of them, and at the moment they're just a lot easier to get without, absolutely just getting wrecked. So let's jump in. Okay, right, let's get into it. So we do have the little playmat out. We're going to go through a whole bunch. I mean, when I mean a whole bunch, I mean this is an absolute monster stack of cards, right? I'm going to be going through each of these today. This is just the Japanese stack. I'll be showing you the rest as well, but we're going to go over each one of these cards. There are some duplicates in here as well. Every single one of these are going to be sent off with an Ace label submission. I'll put a thing on the screen so you guys can see an example of an Ace label card, but that is what we're going for today. So let's go through each one. And I don't know all the sets because, like I said, these are Japanese, so I don't really know all of the different sets that these cards may come from. But we can appreciate the artwork. I will tell you now, a lot of them are going to be art rares because I think art rares in the Scarlet and Violet era just looked absolutely incredible, right? And for me, I like the trainer gallery as well and the glaring gallery that we had in Sword and Shield, but I truly believe that the art rares are amazing. I think getting the Ace labels in a lot of these as well is going to be pretty sweet. Now, the average value of these cards aren't exactly high, right? I think a lot of these I paid anywhere between probably about £2 on average, some of them even less, which I thought was pretty decent. I mean, because some of these in English are getting pretty pricey, right? Got the Articuno there coming in. And I do have a lot of 151, Japanese 151. Of course, got the Charmeleon. Like I said, most of these are going to be illustration rares. There might be a couple of the special art rares in here, but predominantly these are going to be just the normal art rares. And yeah, a lot of these I bought. Okay, I bought them online, whether or not they'll be on eBay, whatnot, single sales and stuff like that. Dragonair, beautiful artwork for 151. And yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of duplicates, and yeah, once I get them back, a lot of these will be available in the store. Some of them will be up for giveaways on the streams as well. And down the line, I am looking at picking up and creating, picking up more graded cards and then creating graded mystery boxes. Just because I think it's quite fun. Already we've had the mystery boxes with the packs, so we did the mystery packs. We did 2 different versions of that, and now we're going to be doing graded ones. We have here beautiful. Now this in English is super expensive. But this is an absolutely gorgeous artwork. And this is what I mean. With Japanese, hard quality is better and you get it for a fraction of the price. I mean, this one, I think this was like £3 for me. I think it cost something like that. Nothing that expensive. Yeah, super cool, super amazing. We've got the Oki Dogi coming in. Like I say, a lot of these I did buy individually, but some of them I did actually open myself. I don't normally go for a lot of Japanese, but I'm actually converting more and more over to it. And I always went for the high class sets. Things like Star Universe, Shiny Treasure and things like that. Poliwhirl coming in. I think 151 for me drew me in more into the Japanese, mainly because of the Pokeball and the Master reverses. That really sold it for me. And then Terrestrial Festival was pretty much the final catalyst, as it were, me jumping in and getting involved in getting a whole load of Japanese stuff. But yeah, the art rares are just absolutely phenomenal. And I mean, the usually as a rule, Japanese cards tend to grade pretty well. So I'm hoping that a lot of these will get 10s, because I think it'd be pretty good. Now you may be thinking, all right, these are pretty cheap cards. Are they really worth grading? Now the average price, you get graded with Ace. Like if you did the base level, which the turnaround time isn't too bad. It's basically just under a month. That is roughly around, with an Ace label slab, I believe it's £13, so it costs £10 per card to grade, and then an additional £3 for that Ace label, which really makes it pop, right? I think it just looks so cool when they add that, and that's why I grade with them, right? If I wanted pure raw value, I would go PSA. Most of these, I think I'll grab two there. Then we got the Frost Lass as well. Most of these in a PSA equivalent, so like let's say these did get 10s. On average, some of them tend to be, some of them are $20, $25, some of them are $30. It really does depend. Not all art rares are going to be the same. I mean, for instance, like this pincer. This pincer is going to be slightly higher than the Wattrel that we just not long looked at, right? So there's going to be some cards in here which are going to be worth more money if they do get a 10, right? So keep that in mind. Like, for instance, the next one we got here, the Ralts. Huge card in English. I mean, absolutely popping. I mean, this in English in a PSA 10 is like 200 plus, but I mean in Japanese it's like $35, $40. And like I say, if I'm only paying basically 12 to 13 a card, and on top of that buying it raw, I mean, like I say, the average of these is around £2, I would say, across the board. So you're looking at a cost of maybe 15 or so. You could get a pretty decent return. You could be making nearly double your money in some cases if you do get 10. So that is, of course, not too bad. But yeah, a lot of duplicates, which is fine just because it was so cheap. And I want to send off loads of duplicates of similar cards, so I have a higher chance of getting a 10. I don't really want to send off too many one-of cards and they don't get 10, right? Like if I just sent off one of the pincers and it got a 9, I would feel kind of bad. So, and especially because the cost of them isn't that bad compared to, obviously, more expensive cards in general. We've got another Frost Lass there. One of my favorite art rares from the Scarlet and Violet era. Wattrel as well. Like I said, some of these are pretty cheap. And there are some in here which we'll get to, which are a little bit more pricey. Normally 151, right? 151 cards fetch just a much higher price tag. So overall in this stack, these are just the Japanese cards, and there's over 100 cards. I believe there's like maybe 112 to 115 cards in here, which is pretty insane. Like I said, this is going to be one of the biggest submissions, or actually is going to be the biggest submission that I'm ever going to send off in one go so far. Now, there may be bigger ones in the future, but this is the biggest one. Sandigast as well. And like I say, I think it's pretty cool. Predominantly, art rares. Art rares aren't that easy either to find in Japanese. It's just they are cheaper because, well, Japanese packs are cheaper. Although Japanese cards and sets are booming right now, mainly because, well, English is insanely crazy. In prices and difficulty and availability, people turn into slightly more affordable options, especially if you're after a particular artwork, right? I mean, I think that, like I said before, the Japanese card quality is better. I just think a lot of these cards do, in fact, pop, which is very nice. There we go. We got the good old Latios coming in. Beautiful card. I need to get this in English. I have the Latias SIR in English, but I need this one in English. Then we've got more 151s. So we've got the Charmeleon coming in. We've got multiple copies of different ones of the starters. So we've got the Squirtle as well. One of my all-time favorite artworks of Squirtle, really. I think that was absolutely amazing. But yeah, we do have quite a lot. I don't have the SIRs from 151 yet, so I don't have the Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard. Maybe down the line. Actually, no, I do have the Charizard, but that's probably going to get graded with PSA, I think. When there's slightly higher value cards, I tend to go with PSA. And when they're like the lower to medium value cards, and if I'm grading like with just of so many, like I am here, and like multiple copies of cards, then I would prefer to go with someone like Ace than PSA, because the price difference does start to add up when you start sending lower value cards. Like for instance, like I said, these costed me what to grade and raw all in £15 a pop. If I was going with PSA, you adding in an extra 25 to 30%. Actually, I think it's an extra 30% more in cost per card, but the difference in price between an Ace 10 and a PSA 10, especially for the lower value cards, are not actually that much different, if not any difference. So at that point, it's like I'm pretty much paying an extra maybe £6 to £7 to get this card graded, and I might not even get that back in difference in return, even if they do come back a 10. So I got to keep that one in mind, of course. I got to make sure that, you know, I'm not going to be spending a huge amount of money doing it. Now, if I was going to send cards off to get graded with PSA here in the UK, I do use a middleman service. So my go-to one is Collectible Power, which I've used before. And go Chansey, beautiful artwork there. See, you can just appreciate it without spending an absolute fortune. Yeah, I do use a middleman service. I'm grading with PSA. Of course, these are going to be done with Ace, so I don't need to worry about a middleman service. But yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. It is kind of a shame though with the break-in. There was some really nice cards that unfortunately I haven't been able to get back and then resubmit, right? I haven't been able to buy new ones or get replacements to grade. However, there were some cards that got valued and they've gone up since this happened. So one example, which I don't believe is in this stack, but I do have one, I think, on the way, which is the Eevee from Crimson Haze, which is basically the Eevee from Twilight Masquerade, right? Beautiful artwork. That card in Japanese has more than doubled in value since I sent them all off. So my boy Titar, can't wait to see what that comes back as. But yeah, I did send off the Eevee, not this one, of course, but the one from Crimson Haze. That's doubled in raw value now. You know, I think back when I sent it off, it was like £10-12, and now it's like nearly £30 a pop, which is pretty wild. The Ninetales, got quite a few of the Ninetales. I know, I can't believe I'm sending it off, but there is in fact a Mr. Mime. I know, I'm dreading it. That's probably gonna get a 10 out of my luck. Yeah, lots of 151. You know, 151 illustration rares in English are insanely expensive, whereas in Japanese, you know, reasonably priced. I mean, of course, the starter Pokemon are the most expensive. I think the Charmander, which I think we haven't got to yet, was, I think, the most expensive between the Charmander, maybe, and the Bulbasaur. I think we're definitely the most expensive of these cards I picked up. I think they're around, I think I paid roughly around about 7 a piece, especially for the Charmander. So a little bit more pricey. Heracross coming in, beautiful artwork. And yeah, so we've got a special illustration rare here. We've got the Galvantula. I'm not a huge fan of spiders, but I do like this artwork. I thought the artwork was pretty cool. And I pulled it as well from a pack. So I was, yeah, pretty happy on that one. What else we got here? We got the Kalia. So we had a couple of the routes with the Kalia as well. Like I say, not really many special art rares, predominantly normal art rares. Like I say, over 100 cards in Japanese. We'll go through the English and the Chinese ones in a minute. The Chinese ones especially, I'm actually excited for, because they are some real big beauties coming in with that one. So we've got the Houndoom as well. This card's popping off in English, so this one's a really nice one to get as well. And the Zora as well. Beautiful artwork. Absolutely love it. And then we've got the Lechonky Boy. We've got a couple of those Lechonky Boys coming in. And more 151. I've been trying to get as much 151 as I can. Because Japanese 151's going up, guys. I mean, if you look at the booster boxes, pushing over £100 a piece is absolutely crazy stuff right now. Snorlax as well. We've got the Psyduck. That's another one which is going up quite a bit. And then we've got some more of the starters. We've got the Ivysaur. Beautiful artwork there. We've got another Charmeleon coming in. I've got quite a lot of Charmeleons. I don't know why I got so many, but not many Charmanders. We've got Charmander. I think that's the only one I've got. Wartortle as well. Absolutely gorgeous. And then I have a huge amount of Bulbasaurs. For some reason, I picked up quite a few. We've got 3 Bulbasaurs there, so hopefully one of those gets a 10. Then we've got a few cards I did pull from my one box of Terrestrial that I opened. I don't reopen much. And it's just the regular EXs. I'm missing a few. So we've got Umbreon. How much one we're missing? We've got Glaceon. We've got Eevee. We have Sylveon. What else we got here? We've got Jolteon. We've got Vaporeon. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm missing 3. So what am I missing? Espeon, Flareon, and Leafeon, I think. Yeah. So we'll send off these and see what they come back as, and I'll probably get the others down the line, right? Then we've got the Pikachu as well. Gorgeous card there. Then we've got a Master... is this a Master Ball? No, this is just a normal Pokeball. This is the Glaceon Pokeball, but I would like to see what that comes back as, because that will look quite nice. Then we have another Ninetales. I love this artwork. I do. I have quite a few of them in English that I'm going to send off to PSA. And then we've got obviously the Japanese one here. Then we've got the Galarian Berserker. So we do have an alt art coming in. Then we've got another Ninetales to send off. as well. I think that'll look absolutely amazing with the Ace Slab. And then we've got the Palafin, finish it off. And then we got the Orangaroo, and then we will then have the Transimian. So yeah, absolutely a huge stack, monster stack of cards there. Probably around about 115 or so. Pretty impressive. And then finally, we've got another stack. We've got a few English cards. I'm going for the Chinese ones as well. So English, we do have some Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet era. We've got the Single Strike Urshifu V. I just like the artwork. That's one of the reasons why I want to get it graded. We've got the Charizard V coming in, and this one's from Crown Zenith. So I'm going for the more slightly lower value one, so it's not like insane. We do have some special illustration rares. We've got the Hill Ogerpon EX from Twilight Masquerade. Not a huge fan of them ones, but still pretty cool. We got the Galvantula in English this time, so we did see the Japanese one, but we do have an English one to send off. I might send this off to PSA. I'm not 100% sold yet, but yeah, we'll see. Then we got the Venusaur from 151 EX. Looks pretty nice in Ace Slab. These actually go for a pretty hefty amount in a 10. Even the PSA 10, just the regular EX is like $40 to $50 a piece or more. I think Charizard's more expensive. Then we got the Iono coming in from Paldea Evolved, not the SIR, just a normal full art trainer there. Then we do have the Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. Really like the artwork. So I thought that looked pretty cool to have in a slab. Then we have the Rapid Strike Urshifu. So we had the Single Strike, then we got the Rapid Strike as well. We've got a couple more Venusaurs to send off to try and get an increased chance again at 10. Then we got the Black Kyurem full art. This one's really cool. Love the artwork of this one. So I'm happy to send this one off and get graded. Then we have three, I believe. Yeah, 3 copies of this amazing, gorgeous looking Pikachu promo and the little friends as well. I think that's going to look gorgeous in an Ace label. So that'd be pretty cool. This one came from like the Adventure chests, and I just like the promo. I think it's cool, so yeah, pretty nice. We've got the Radiant Charizard, Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith cards are drifting upwards, so this would be a sweet one to get. I do like the look of it. Then we have another Ogerpon mask from Twilight Masquerade. I prefer the teal one, but we got this one as well. Then we got the Mew EX from 151 in English. Again, another regular EX. It does fetch a pretty high price tag in a 10. Same goes for the Blastoise, similar to the Venusaur. Again, from 151, just a solid EX card to get graded. I don't have the regular Charizard. Now, in my original submission I'd sent off, I had 2 of the Charizards, but I don't have any this time. Couldn't get any more. I might try again in the future, but Galarian Articuno V. Absolutely love this Articuno. I do have this in a PSA grade. It would be nice to see this in an Ace label. And then the Iono. So I did actually open up the Iono milk cartons that I mentioned the other day. And I do have 4 of these. And I've sent some off to PSA already. So I thought I'm going to send these ones off to Ace because it'd be nice to see these in an Ace label. So a beautiful looking promo. All right, now we're going to get into the Chinese cards. And this is where we're going to get into some absolute beauties. We have the Flareon ORV. Gorgeous looking card. The quality of Chinese is very good. It's like on that same level as Japanese. Just absolutely solid. So we do have the Flareon there. Then we got the Glaceon. Don't worry, the number's just written on the card sleeve. But then we got the Glaceon coming in there. Glaceon in the snow. You know me, guys. I love my ice type Pokemon. Absolutely gorgeous. Then we got the Jolteon as well. I've never actually opened up Chinese, so I've managed to pick up some of these online. Look at this Eevee, guys. Look at this Eevee. Coming in, absolutely stunning. When I get this back, the labels will look incredible. I've seen it before. It looks like stunning. This is a beautiful promo, Radiant Eevee from Pokemon Go, but in Chinese. Stunning, absolutely stunning. Then with the Umbreon as well. So if you're an Eevee fan and you're after these will be available once they're back graded on the store. So keep an eye out, guys. There will be a follow-up video when I show you all the grades. But if you're an Eevee fan, you want to grab some sweet-looking artworks, definitely, and at a cheaper price as well. Just get them, you know what I mean? Then we've got the Umbreon, gorgeous. We've got the Espeon as well, coming in, rainbow. And then we've got the Galarian Berserker this time in Chinese. We've got it in Japanese, but we'll send them both off. Then we've got the Aerodactyl. This is actually one of my favorite cards from Lost Origin. I don't own it in Lost Origin. Obviously, it's very, very expensive. If you, like me, and you appreciate the artwork and you just want the artwork and to collect the card, much cheaper option. Still absolutely stunning art. And then we've got the Skunk Tank. Not exactly the most exciting art, but still interesting to see. And then finally, we have the Sylveon V. Don't have the Umbreon V, but I've got the Sylveon V, and that'd be amazing to see. Hopefully, that come back in a 10 as well, because that'll be an absolute beauty. There you have it, guys. Just an absolute stack of cards that I'm sending off to get graded. I will be doing a follow-up video once they return, and we'll be going through all of the excitement really of doing a graded card return and go through the financial side of things as well. Like, is it great to grade with Ace as well? We're going through how much I paid, how much it cost to grade, and then how much money I made back from these cards. So to give you guys an idea of the value that you can get as well. And then when we get that video back and we get the cards going, then I'll put up like the PSA price and the Ace price to give you guys an idea of how much it is and the difference. So it'd be really interesting to see. But yeah, huge stack. I'm going in on Japanese quite hard. I've got even more Japanese cards coming. They're not going to be in this submission, but they'll be in a future submission. But yeah, very, very excited. But like I say, the majority of these, once they're back, will be available for you guys if you do want to jump in and pick some up as well. And if you made this far into the video and you've enjoyed it and you want to see more videos like this one where I show off my collection in what I've got, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and of course hit that like button as well. And don't forget to leave a comment. What card is your favorite that I'm going to be sending off? There's some beauties in there. Absolute amazing, amazing cards. And there's quite a few which I still want to get that I couldn't get hold of, but I'm hopefully going to be getting them soon and to send off as well, especially some of the more bigger cards and special illustration rares throughout the Scarlet and Violet era, especially in Japanese, would be really fun to send off. And that's it from me, guys, in today's video. If you want more Pokemon content, make sure to click the video on the screen, and of course make sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are legends. I'll see you in the next one.